What's up, YouTube? We're coming back with a different commentary kind of style video. And for context, this is old DVD gameplay within the video. This was during last year's Halloween event, I want to say. Or maybe, no, maybe it was last year's event. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. Um, this is not the best Survivor gameplay, by the way. I am horrible. But aside from that, let's get back on track. So, there's been something I've been wanting to do for a while, and that is to simply bring back the Open Minds podcast that I used to do. Um, I just haven't really gotten around to kind of gather the people I want to do said podcast, yet alone do it by myself and talk about other recent events that's been going on or the games I'm going to be focused on. I just haven't really gotten the time to do all that sort of stuff. But lately, as of now, I feel like I need to respond to this and just let it be afterwards. I'm not gonna, you know, wish ill on anyone, or I do not want to offend, everyone involved. It just needs to be addressed and left alone. That's it. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it because I also just want to make sure that this channel stays drama free, or I'm not going to bring any more drama to this channel because that's not what this channel revolves around. So take this with a grain of salt, take it however you will, but this is just my way of kind of venting and kind of releasing everything that I've been feeling. So keep that in mind. Anyways, Cosmic has released a video talking about the whole Jess situation and then his situation with Crimson and Randy. Now, mind you, we're going to get to the Jess stuff later, but right now, I'm going to focus more on the main part. I've already said this time and time again to everyone involved that I do not care or do not want to be involved with any issues that they got going on. These are all grown men. They can figure it out for themselves. I've said that. And so for both Crimson and Randy to tell me that, hey, Cosmic has, blocked me, removed me, rada rada, I don't care. That's not my problem, and it's not my business to know why, you know? Like I said, if things are going on between them, I just let it be. Let them figure it out. I'm not playing Peacekeeper anymore, and if they can't work things out, then it didn't work out. That's life. They've had, lots of other issues here and there, especially between Cosmic and Randy, but at the same time, I've also kind of been through it with them. But as the years went on, me and Randy haven't really been arguing as much anymore. The same can't be said for Crimson, however, because I can't lie, he and I got into it a few times, but we essentially made up in the end. So that's not the point, though. The point is that every other time that this has happened, there's never really been a full-on sit-down or a discussion between everyone because they never get a chance to say anything. They get blocked and they can't really say anything. So they have to relay the message to me about it. And it's just like, come on, dude. I'm already getting too old for this shit at this point, and for them to kind of have to pile this onto me, knowing the history that this hasn't been the first time that's happened, just let it be. You know, write it out and let's just focus on something else because I don't want to talk about it right now. I don't need to think about it right now. and it's not really my problem to solve. And I feel like the true way to put this all to bed and never be brought up again or having to deal with it is for everyone to be in a sit down and say how they really feel about one another and at least hear out what they have to say from their side. Because realistically, we're not going to be on our phones 24/7. You have to understand that. I'm not on my phone all the time, so a lot of times I'm not going to be answering to a lot of my DMs that I get. That's just how I am. So you can't really assume a whole lot or really say that the effort isn't there when they're probably busy, they're doing stuff, or they're also focused on their own thing that they're kind of dealing with. But aside from everything that has been said, like I said, I do not have the energy or the patience to kind of deal with it right now. Again, these are all grown men. They could figure it out for themselves, or they can also find their own time to do it without me. So I will just leave it at that, you know? I'm still gonna play with Cosmic, and I'm still gonna be playing with Crimson and Randy. That's just how it's gonna be. And another thing to consider too is that since this all has been going on, I think I'm just gonna go to PC for a bit and do some stuff on there. That's not me saying that I'm, avoiding them entirely. I just want all this to die out and let everything be calm again before I decide to do other stuff for the time being. Mind you, I'm still gonna focus on my 2K channel. I'm still gonna focus on Heist of Combat. It's just now I'm in a weird position where I have to do separate sessions with each of them separately because, issues and whatnot. But I am going to end off on saying do not harass Cosmic, do not harass me with how everything is being handled. Again, I am just venting on my channel, and Cosmic is venting on his channel. So, in a sense, we're kind of airing out some stuff without it getting too personal, in a sense. Now, I'm going to go ahead and explain my side with the whole Jess situation. Now, mind you, I've been avoiding about this topic entirely, but since Cosmic has decided to speak out his mind on what happened on his end, I think it's just only going to be best that I'm going to put the nail in the coffin with this one. To put it straightforward, I didn't appreciate it when Jess went from throwing my name under the bus to then switching over to Crimson, which had no association with what happened. And the thing about me is, if I'm going to have issues or if I'm going to say something about Cosmic, I'm not going to address it through video or through text. I'm going to say, hey, we need to talk. Let's jump online and get in a party together and we'll talk it out. What he probably misunderstood or took out of context was that I was addressing to him and Randy about the past issues that they had, but that wasn't necessarily me talking shit. That was just me, you know, letting it be known about everything that's happened since he left. Now, be mindful that I don't know him like that. We've never spoken one on one, and we've never really talked that much, anyways. If there's anyone that knows more about Jess, that would be Cosmic. So for me, it was kind of hard for me to tell if he was serious or not with a lot of the other things that he's been saying. But to simply avoid dragging this on for way too long, we basically just removed him and cut ties with him, and we moved on completely. The last time I've ever heard from Jess was basically him apologizing and saying that he understands if I don't want to talk to him anymore. I stood firm on that after I basically said, if you're serious about it, if you're serious about this apology, I need it to be a verbal apology. I don't want it through text. I need to hear him say it in a party chat. And I essentially kind of suggested that towards Crimson and, everyone else, but obviously that never happened because he moved to PC as well. Like I said, man, I just want everything to end on a good note, you know, but at the same time, not everything is going to be, goddamn cookies and rainbows and butterflies. We're going to have our, you know, not very best moments, but that's pretty much normal in everyday life. And, we're not going to be here forever. We know that. So I'm basically just living life as good as I can be and enjoy everything while it's all still here. And I'm saying this on both a professional and personal standpoint. I will always support all three of these guys, both on the game and outside the game. Regardless of what they're doing in life, I'm always going to kind of do my best and, be around. Because I've stated before, when I made this YouTube channel and when I started making videos, that I don't think I would be in this position right now if it wasn't for all three of them. Not just for the goofy moments or the way we troll each other. It's about the bond and about the trust that was given to each other as the years went on. But like I'm always gonna say, we had our moments and we're still having our moments now, but that does not mean that I want any of them to fail. I want everyone involved to win at something with what they are capable of wanting to do or wanting to chase in life. But yeah, man, that's my response to everything that Cosmic has said. I'm not going to be selective with who I hang out with. I'm always going to be down to hang out with whoever is available, but they just need to sort this out by themselves. All right, I'm getting tired of listening to myself talk just as much as everyone else does watching this video, so I'm going to end it off there. I will go ahead and catch you guys on the next side. Peace, stay hydrated, and be awesome. I'm out.
Gotta move.